Hi everyone, welcome back to one of my videos. This is Selena. I hope you're well. So today I wanted to bring you a new version of a pocket shawl. I absolutely adore it. It's really simple to make. So the actual shawl is created with a repeat of the twin V-stitch. Obviously I will be bringing you through this step by step. Don't forget you can download my free pattern from my blog selenaveronique.com, and there will be lots of photos and instructions on there, so don't forget to download that. I will be putting everything in the down bar, including the materials also, so don't forget to check that out on my blog. And all the details are in the description box. And yeah, it's a really simple pattern. I made a chain arc edging for the edging. I absolutely adore this edging. And then I did a solid granny square in different shades for the pockets. So I hope you enjoy this new version. And yeah, I absolutely adored making it. So for this project, I used mainly Batik double knitting yarn by Stylecraft. So this is the grey yarn, and I used this because this is what I had on hand, and I used shade silver, and I did use, I think, 8 skeins, but they are 50-gram skeins. I will be again writing everything down, including substitutes, in the down bar and on my blog, so don't forget to check that out. And yes, so this is a simple double knitting yarn, which is also known as a light 3 yarn in the USA. And you can substitute this with any light 3 yarn that you wish. And it's 80% acrylic, 20% wool. So it's really nice and cozy. I also used a selection of Stylecraft Special DK for the pink. I think this is shade Candy Floss. The blue, it's shade Blue Skies. I think I will be checking that and writing it all on my blog. And then shade Lemon, and that's Stylecraft Special DK. Again, in a light 3 yarn. So yeah, I will be using a 5mm crochet hook. You will be needing a tapestry needle as well as a pair of scissors, and that's it. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Also, I will be using US terms, and I will be making this shawl for myself, and I'm quite a petite person, so just bear that in mind, because you may want to add some rows to this project. If you are taller than me, I'm 5'3". So yeah, I will be writing again all of this on my blog. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Alright, so for the first part of the tutorial, I will be showing you how to make the actual body of the shawl. Yes, so this is the twin V-stitch. And basically, this is a multiple of 4 plus 2 for your base chain. So to begin, you will be making a slip knot. So just go ahead and make a slip knot. And then pop your hook through. And now you are simply going to be chaining 66. So just go ahead. 1, 2, 3. And we will be using the batik yarn for this part. So you should have chained 66. I've chained a smaller sample for this. And now what we are going to be doing is making a double crochet into the 5th chain from the hook. So just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And go into that chain and place your first double crochet. So just go ahead and place a double crochet into that. And you are going to be placing a second double crochet into that same chain. So just go ahead and place another double crochet into that. And this creates your first V-stitch. What we are going to be doing now is going directly into the next chain right here and placing 2 double crochets into that too. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets into that. And this creates your twin V-stitch. So I hope you can see on camera. It's a really, really easy stitch to do. And yeah, so now what we are going to be doing is missing two, so skip 2 chains, so just count the next 2 chains, 1 and 2, and go into this one and place 2 V-stitches into that. So 2 double crochets, sorry. So just go and place 2 double crochets into that chain. And again. There we go. You're going to do the same as what I've just showed you and go into the next chain and place another 2 double crochets into that. So another V-stitch. And like so. And this creates your second twin V-stitch. So now just skip 2 chains once again, 1 and 2, and go into the third and place 2 double crochets into that. There we go. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets into that, and then go into the next space and place another 2 double crochets into that. There we go. And this is what we have for our first row. So this is what our pattern looks like for now. So obviously you will have a much longer first row, and I've just I'm gonna show you how to finish this row. So basically you've just finished your twin V-stitch here, and what you are going to be doing, you've got 2 chains left on this row, and you are simply going to skip 1 chain and go into the last chain and place a double crochet into that. So just go into the last chain and place a double crochet into that. There we go. And this is what your pattern should look like. So we've just finished row 1. What we are going to do for row 2 is chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Turn our work, and now I'm going to show you how to do row 2, and it's very, very easy. So basically this counts as a double crochet. What we are going to be doing, so it goes with this first stitch right here, if that makes sense. So this is the second stitch here, and we're just going to skip that second stitch. So if I show you like this, I'm framing my twin V-stitch, and what we are going to be doing is skipping the first double crochet from that twin V-stitch, and we're directly going to go into the second double crochet from that V-stitch. I hope this makes sense. So you're going to skip this, so the second stitch, and you're going to go into the third stitch and place a double crochet into that. And this, like I've just said, also corresponds to your second double crochet from the previous row in the V-stitch, if that makes sense. So you've placed a double crochet into that, and you're just going to place another double crochet into that. And there you go, you've got a V-stitch on top of your V-stitch. And now we're simply going to do like we did before, and we're going to go into the next stitch and place another V-stitch. So just go ahead into the next stitch and place 2 double crochets into that. And this is how we get another V-stitch on top of our V-stitch from the previous row. So basically you can see that we've placed our V-stitch into the center V-stitch from the previous row. What we are going to be doing is skipping 2 stitches as we did last time. So we'll be skipping this stitch and skipping this stitch, and we're just going to go directly into the third stitch and place 2 double crochets into that. There we go. It's very easy and very repetitive. So now we are going to go into the next stitch and place 2 more double crochets into that to complete our twin V stitches. just go ahead and do that. And there you go, you've got your second twin V-stitch from the second row. And we're going to place, so you would have a lot more than I do, but what we are going to be doing is, again, skipping the next stitch and the next and going directly into the third stitch and place 2 double crochets into that. Just go ahead. And now we are going to be going into the next stitch and placing 2 double crochets into that. And there you go, you've almost finished your second row. And what we are going to be doing, like we did last time, skip the next stitch and go directly into the chain 3 from the previous row and place a double crochet into that. So just go ahead and place a double crochet into that. And this is what it should look like, but much longer for you. So basically, I hope this made sense when I told you about the beginning, placing your twin V stitches into the right stitches. If you need more help, just rewind the video and I will be showing you this once again, because now each and every row would be a repeat of row 2 that I've just showed you. So you are going to be repeating that row. So I'm just going to show you that row again. So from now on until the end of the rows, we are going to be repeating row 2. So chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work, and this counts as your first double crochet going with the first stitch. Skip the next stitch and go into the third and place 2 double crochets into that. And this is your first V-stitch. Go into the next stitch and place another V-stitch. Skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and go into the third and place your next V-stitch into that. Go into the next stitch and place a V-stitch into that. Skip 2 stitches and go into the next and place 2 double crochets into that, and into the next stitch place 2 double crochets. And we've almost finished this row. We are simply going to skip the next stitch and go into the chain 3 from the previous row and place a double crochet into that. And there you go, I've just repeated row 2 once again, just to show you. And yeah, so now we are simply going to be repeating this second row on and on. And I actually, I did 104 rows, but you could make more if you wish, because I'm quite a small person. I'm quite petite, and I think I measure 5'3", which is 158 centimeters. So basically, if you are taller than I am, you may want to make this a bit longer. The way I measure my pocket shawls is just once I feel that the length is all right, I'll just wrap it around my shoulders and measure where my hands and pockets will be, if that makes any sense. And then if I need more rows, I'll just add them. So yeah, so just carry on until you reach 104 rows or more, and then I'll show you what to do next. So basically this is a solid granny square, which means there are no spaces. If you're used to making a normal granny square, you will notice a difference. So basically I'm just going to take you step by step through this. So now I'm just going to show you how to create the pockets. So I'm just going to take my first yarn, so all the colours will be written on my pattern that you can download from my blog, selenaveronique.com, and we are going to be starting off by making a slip knot and popping your hook through, and I'm just going to show you how to make a solid granny square with different colors. So basically this is really easy, and yeah, I'm just going to take you step by step through the different stages. So to begin your solid granny square, you are going to be chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and what you will do next is slip stitching through the first chain that you created. Take your yarn, slip stitch through the first chain so that you have a ring into which you will be working. Now you are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this does count as your first double crochet. Once you've done that, you are simply going to be making 2 double crochets into that ring. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets into that ring, and I'm just working my loose end into the ring 2. So there we go, I've made 2 double crochets, and now I've got 3 in total because this first chain 3 counts as a double crochet. I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to go into that same ring once again and place another 3 double crochets into that. So just go ahead and place 3 double crochets into that ring. There we go. And you are going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2. And you are simply going to be placing another cluster of 3 double crochets inside that ring. So just go ahead, 1, 2 and 3, chain 2, 1 and 2, and go ahead once again and place a cluster of 3 double crochets inside that ring. There we go. And chain 2, 1 and 2, and now we have finished practically this first round. We are simply going to slip stitch through the third chain from that 3 chain that we did at the beginning. So just go ahead and slip stitch through that. And there you go, you've got your first round. So basically you'll notice you've got a cluster of 3 double crochets, a chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochet, chain 2, and the chain 2 spaces will be our corners. So this all makes sense as we go along. So now, because we are switching colors for our project, I'm going to show you how I do that. But you can make this solid granny square in a block color if you wish. I'm just going to snip off my yarn. And I'm just gonna, so it's still like this, my project. I'm just gonna pull my yarn through in that I'm just going to pull it through like so and pull, and this creates a knot. And now I'm going to tie my second color, and my second color is yellow, and I'm just going to show you how to do that. So just take your yellow yarn, and so what I'm going to do is because I'm going to have a lot of loose ends, I'm just going to pull the center. So this is the loose end from the center. I'm going to pull this to close my my granny square, and I'm going to snip it off just because I don't really like having too many loose ends as I work. And there we go. So now I'm just going to tie my second color, which is the yellow color. And you are just going to take your granny square, and I'm just going to tie it onto this this one. You can tie it on any stitch that you want, so just choose a stitch and then tie your yarn onto it. So just, I'm going to make a bit of a double knot, but you can yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. So now my yarn is attached, and I'm simply going to pop my hook through, and I'm just going to do my second round. So I am going to pull a loop, pull up a loop, and now chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as my first double crochet on top of this one. And I'm just going to go into the next stitch and place another double crochet. So this is how you create your solid granny square. You just go on top of each and every stitch across. And I'm just going to go into the next stitch and place another double crochet on top of that. And now I've got my 3 double crochets on top of those 3 from the previous row. And to add to the square, so I've reached the corner. I'm simply in each corner going to make a 2 double crochet. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, 1 and 2, and place another 2 double crochets into that stitch, that space that we had, that corner space. Sorry, that's my loose ends. So there we go. So this is what it looks like. It will make a lot more sense as we go along. So basically you are going to go on top of each and every stitch, and then in the corners you are going to add 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And now in the next round I'm simply going to place a double crochet on top of each double crochet from the previous row. Just go ahead and do that. So there we go. And into the next one. And now I've got my 3 double crochets on top of the 3 double crochets from the previous row. I've reached the corner, and I'm simply going to be placing 2 double crochets into that. So place 2 double crochets because it's a corner. Chain 2, 1 and 2, and 2 double crochets. And what I'm just going to be doing is I'm going to pull on my, not too hard, but I'm going to pull on my loose ends and snip them off, because I get really irritated by loose ends. So there we go. This is what it looks like. And now I'm simply going to turn it this way and go into each and every double crochet from the previous row, like we've just done. So just go ahead and place a double crochet into each and every one of those double crochets. And because it's a corner, we are going to place 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, and another 2 double crochets. And then we are simply going to be going into each and every stitch from the previous row, like I just showed you. So just go ahead and place a double crochet onto each of those from the previous row. Oops. There we go. So I've got my 3 double crochets on top of those, and because it's a corner, you are going to be doing 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And this is how we've got our second round. And now we're gonna finish this off by going into the chain 3 that we did at the beginning and slip stitching. So just go ahead and slip stitch through that. Just pull your yarn through. And again, we're gonna switch yarns. So I'm just gonna snip the yarn off, like I showed you previously, and pull through this loop to create a knot. And this is what we have. So it's a really easy project. And yes, so the next round is once again going to be the pink. So just take your yarn and again just attach it to any stitch that you prefer. I'm just going to once again attach it to the first double crochet right here of this corner here. There we go, just because it's, yeah. Now I'm going to make a double knot, so just go ahead and make a double knot once again, and the principle will be the exact same. So basically just pop your hook through and pull up a loop, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and I'm just going to work my loose ends in as I go, and we're just going to pop a double crochet on top of every double crochet from the previous row. So just go ahead and do that. So just go ahead and pop a double crochet on top of each of those. So I'm just going to let you carry on this row, and then I'll meet you back to show you the corner. So I've reached the corner, and the principle will be the exact same. We are simply going to place 2 double crochets into that space. So go ahead, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And then we are going to go across each and every stitch. So basically the principle is the exact same as before. Just go into every stitch to make sure you have the exact amount of stitches that you need. Just count them and make sure that it makes sense. So just go on top of each one of those and then chain 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, go on top of each one here. 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then across here. And because this is a corner, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and I'll let you carry on with this, and I'll get back to you to show you how to finish off this row. So here we go, I've almost finished this round. So to finish off this round, I'm simply going to do like I did before. I'm going to go into the chain 3 from the previous row, pop my hook through and pull through, snip off the yarn and pull it through that loop. And there we go, I've done my 3rd round. And now for round 4, I am going to be using the blue yarn. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So once again, I'm just going to take my project and attach my blue yarn to the first double crochet of run round. So just go ahead and pop your hook through that, take your yarn, pull it through and tie it. And this principle is the exact same than what I've just showed you. So you are simply going to be chaining 3, so pop your hook through, 1, 2 and 3, and then go into each and every stitch across until the corner, so just go ahead and place a double crochet into each and every stitch across. There we go, until you reach the end of the row. Okay, so this is what my square looks like now, and basically you're just going to carry on repeating row 2 over and over. So now you are simply going to carry on with this colour until you reach the end. You are going to be placing 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in the corner, go into every stitch and repeat and repeat. So basically this is the square you are going to be having. So after the blue colour you are going to be switching to the pink, and then there are 3 rows of grey and then 2 rows of pink. I will be writing all of this down on my pattern that you can download from my blog serenaveronique.com, and also which colours and so on. I'll be posting pictures, so don't worry. So just carry on making your pocket. You will need 2 pockets obviously, so make 2 of these, and yeah, and then I'll show you how to sew it onto the project. Okay, so now that I've showed you how to make the pockets, I'm just going to go back to my sample. So I've done a few rows. Obviously you will have a much larger and longer project, but I just wanted to come back and show you how I've made my borders. So my border for my shawl, so I'm going to show you that before I show you how to sew on your pockets. So to make your border, what you will be doing is chaining 1, turning your work, and you are simply going to be placing a single crochet all along this this row. So just go ahead and place single crochets. The first chain 1 counts as a single crochet, and just go ahead and single crochet into each and every stitch until the end of this row, and then I'll show you what to do. So there we go, I've placed a single crochet all along this edge. So obviously it will be in grey. You will be carrying on with the same colour. So yes, so basically now we're going to turn our work like this, and this is what I call the rough edge of the project. And what we are going to be doing is the same thing. We're just going to go into this side and place single crochets all the way along. The only difference is that there are no clear stitches into which you are going to be placing your single crochets. So just go ahead and place them as neatly and as equally spaced as you possibly can, and just go ahead and do that. And it's better to place too many than not enough. Also, just make sure it's a multiple of 2, just because of the end of this border that I will be showing you. That's really easy. So just count your single crochets, and if it's not a if it's not a multiple of 2, all you have to do is just add obviously 1 single crochet and you will get a multiple of 2. So it's really easy. So just go ahead and place a single crochet all the way along, and there we go. I've already reached my corner. So when you reach a corner for this row, just don't add any single crochets, just place a single crochet here and then turn it like that and place a single crochet into every stitch across. And yeah, so I'll let you go around the whole project and then I'll get back to you for row 2. Okay, so I've gone all around this project, and now I'm just going to slip stitch to the chain 1 of the beginning of this row, so just pull your yarn through and slip stitch. And now we are simply going to be carrying on with row 2, so just chain 3. So yeah, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are simply going to be working on this side, and this counts as our first double crochet with this stitch. What we are going to be doing is placing a double crochet into each and every stitch across, but with a little difference for the corners. So just go ahead and place the double crochet all along this row, and then I'll get back to you for the corner. Okay, so I've reached the corner, and at the corner what we are going to be doing, so this is my corner, I'm just going to go into this stitch and place 2 double crochets into it. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets, chain 2, and place another 2 double crochets into that corner. And then we are simply going to be turning our work and placing a single double, and we are simply going to be placing a double crochet into each single crochet along. And don't forget, when you reach the corners, so that's for every corner, you will be placing 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets into the corners. Okay, so I've gone round placing all my double crochets inside every stitch. So in the corner stitches I placed 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then carried on, and I did that in every corner. And now I've just almost reached the end of my round, and I'm simply going to be placing 2 double crochets because this is a corner stitch. So 2 double crochets and chain 2 and 2 double crochets, and once I've done that, I'm gonna slip stitch into the first 3 chain to close up this round, and this is what we have. And now for this pattern we are simply going to be repeating this row once again. So you are just simply going to be chaining 3 and then placing a double crochet into each and every stitch around, and placing 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in the corner. So I'm just going to let you carry on with this, and then I'll meet you back to show you what to do. Okay, so I've taken my actual project, just to show you what to do next. So as you can see, I have my shawl and then my 2 rounds of double crochets that you can see here, and now I'm just going to show you how to make this chain arc border. So it's really easy and it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, so I'm just going to show you how to make this. So I've not done on my sample the 2 rows because obviously to gain time, but you should have 2 rows of double crochets. And now what you are going to be doing is chaining 1, and then you are simply going to be going into each and every double crochet in the round and placing a single crochet into that. So just go around this whole pattern, placing a single crochet into each double crochet around. Obviously, I've just forgot to say that because obviously I changed colours. So obviously you are going to be fastening off your grey colour and fastening on your pink, and then you are simply going to be doing what I've just said. So I hope this makes sense. So yes, so once you've fastened off your pink, you are going to be chaining 1 like I've just showed you, and then placing a single crochet into each and every stitch. And I'll just show you how to do the corner in 1 second. So I'll just let you carry on with this. Okay, so I've reached the corner and I'm simply going to be placing 2 single crochets, chaining 2, and place another 2 single crochets into the corners. and then you are simply going to carry on with this pattern, placing a single crochet into each and every stitch in the rounds. And don't forget that in the corner you need to place 2 single crochets, chain 2 single crochets, and then once you reach the beginning of this round, just slip stitch, and then I'll show you how to make the chain arc. Okay, so you should have a row of single crochets, if that makes sense. I've not done that on my sample. I've just showed you how to do it because obviously to gain time, but this is what it looks like. So you've got this row here, which is a row of single crochets. And now I'm just going to show you how to do the chain arc edging on the top of those single crochets. So what you'll be doing is directly chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3. And you are going to skip the next stitch and go into the next one and place a single crochet into that. Chain 3. And then skip a stitch and go into the next. Chain 3 and skip a stitch and go into the next. Chain 3 and skip a stitch and go into the next, and so on and so forth until you reach the end of the round. And obviously when you reach the corner, it's the exact same thing. You are simply going to be chaining 3 and placing your single crochets and skipping stitches as you would here. It makes no difference. So just go around and consider these stitches in the corner as a normal stitch. So I've just placed my shawl like so. So this is the end, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love how it looks. And we are simply going to be taking our pockets right here, and we're simply going to place them symmetrically onto the shawl. So I'm just gonna place this pocket so above the first row that we did of the shawl, if that makes sense. So on top of the first twin V stitches right here, and then I'm just going to center this pocket, and there are 3 double twin V stitches. So there are 3 twin V stitches on either side of the pockets. But I will be writing all of this down on my blog, so don't worry. So now I'm just going to be sewing my my pocket onto my shawl. So I'm just going to take my tapestry needle and pop it through the yarn, and then I'm simply going to be going back and forth like I would onto my shawl. So I'm just going to let you carry that on, and you are simply going to be sewing here and the bottom part and up, and then that will have sewed your pocket onto your shawl. Okay, so I'm just going to film this little snippet because I've just finished sewing in my pockets, as you can see, and I just wanted to show you that I also sewed the pockets a bit on this side and a bit on that side. So I've actually sewed from here and down and up and here, and obviously this is where the pocket opens. Just because it's a square, I thought it looked nicer and neater just to sew it either side also. So that's just a little extra tip. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and in the meantime, take care. Bye bye.